Hi guys, Andy May here. Welcome back to the channel. So it is time for the yearly Empties video. This is all of the makeup that I used in 2018. I do include my nails and my perfume stuff because to me this is all encompassing. This is all something that I need to work on, use up, get out of my collection, and not over purchase in the future. So I think I've mentioned it a few times in my previous videos. I am on a makeup no-buy for 2019. I did make a nail polish purchase in December, which was for a base coat. I was completely out. I didn't have any. I used up all of what I have, which is over here, and I needed one. So that is my last makeup purchase, though I did use my Amazon points, so it did not actually cost me anything. Now I did make an actual makeup purchase with my own actual money. The last time I did that was September 17th of 2018, so it has been a few months since I've actually purchased makeup. That wasn't a necessity. I did get some eyebrow pencils to try out, newer ones that I hadn't tried, but they were not necessary. So here we are. Here's my empties for 2018. I came really close to hitting the $1,000 mark. I feel like Too Much Tosh, where she's like, I don't know why that is a goal, but mentally, I feel like that is a goal for a lot of us to hit that $1,000 mark. And I really want to hit that in 2019, this year. Yeah, that's a goal for me. I compared some of what is here to last year's numbers and empties, and it's kind of cool because it seems pretty consistent in some areas. So I'm going to go ahead and break down everything kind of quickly with you. I don't want the video to be too long, kind of compare what I have empty here compared to what I had last year, and then give you a grand total of how much I used up in 2018. I will say on some of these, when I was looking at the pictures, or the picture from last year, I had some of the makeup that was like broken and not necessarily used up. I did not include any of that in my 2018 numbers. If it was old, expired, broke, and I wasn't able to actually use it up, it is not in this picture. And I had a ton of like foil samples and stuff last year. I did not use any of those this year, with the exception of those two brow pomades by Anastasia, and that's because they had a lot of product in them. So I think that's enough rambling. I'm sorry, let's go ahead and get into it. So we are going to start with primer, and I am just going to kind of point from where I'm sitting so that I don't bump my camera, so that I'm not like in the way. I do have one full-size bottle that I used. I have two travel-size bottles that I used, and one mini that I used. Last year for like primer sprays, I used a full-size, two travel size, or no, I'm saying what I did this year. Last year for sprays, it was about the same. I had a full size and like or actually I had like 4 or 5 little mini ones. So I'm really close to what I did last year. For primers, I have a ton that I use. I kind of went primer crazy. These two are the only full size, to be honest, and I do cut open the Hangover RX to get everything out of that one. So I have 2 full size, I have the travel size, and I have, how many is that, 9 minis or sample sizes. The only primer that I really like loved coming out of all of this, I did like the Smashbox Photo Finish like primerizer, but I think that was breaking me out. So I really just like the Hangover 2 RX, and I do like the Becca one. I just feel like it's really liquidy, and I went through it fast. Like I promise you, I only used that primer for like a month and a half maybe, and it just goes so fast. But is what it is. I did use a lot more primer than I did last year. Last year I think I only had like 6, and I think a couple of those were like the smaller ones too. So I don't know, I kind of went primer crazy this year. For foundation, I do have 5 that I used up. This one is the Acne Fighting Foundation by e.l.f. It was breaking my daughter out, so I finished that one off. I have 2 Wet n Wild Photo Focus. I really like that one, and I have another one in my collection already. I have the LA Girl White. It's just a mixer. I have another one in my collection, and then the Urban Decay Naked Skin, which I still really do like, but I feel like these are practically the same thing, so probably won't ever buy this one again. Last year I used up 6 foundations, and one of those was a mixer as well as the Manic Panic mixer. So I used a little less foundation this year, and to be honest, I went a lot of days without wearing makeup compared to last year. And I think some of the ones last year, there was like a tinted moisturizer or like BB cream was included in those, and these are all like actual foundations, no CC, BB, none of those this year. For face powder, I did use up 1 actual face powder and then 1 translucent powder. This is a duo, so I used up a bronzer. Last year I used up 2 little ones, and this year I used up a full-size big one. And then this was like a cream powder that I ended up using for face powder anyways, like under my eyes. Last year I used a ton of powder. I had like 5 powders that I had finished off. I know 2 of them were ones that I'd been using for a while. Like one was a Maybelline and one was a Wet n Wild one, and I had been using those for a while, so they already had like pan or close to pan, but still 5 powders to now is crazy, and I think it's just where I don't set my face the way that I used to. Maybe that's why I use more primer now. I don't know. For highlight, I have a ton that I used up. I mean, some of these are smaller, but I've got a multi-stick, I've got an Opal Skin Perfector, I have a Tartist like mini, I have, this one actually has 4 pans inside of it. This one was by e.l.f. and then I had the Benefit What's Up. I actually ended up using all of those in lotion to make myself super shimmery, which was nice. It was a nice way to kind of get out some of those old ones that I needed to get rid of. I did not use any highlight up last year. I did, however, use up 2 cream blushes last year, and I used up 0 blush this year. So we'll skip up to mascaras. I've got 7 that I finished this year. I had 7 last year. I had 3 concealers. No, I had 2 concealers last year, and I've got 3 this year, one of which is a mini. Last year it was a full-size cream concealer and a full-size, like, the Bare Minerals concealer, the loose one. It was those 2. So I think that's kind of the same. I had 2 eyeshadow primers that I finished up last year. I've got 3 that I did this year, and these are all like mini sample sizes. They aren't the full size. I do have 5 eyeliners that I finished up. That's how many I did last year. And then we are up to the brows. So I have that, the little tiny one is an Anastasia like sample of the Brow Wiz. I used that one up. I used a full-size Ofra like wooden pencil. The Tarte gold one is double-sided, so one side's a pencil, one side is a brow gel, and then I have my Essence brow gel. So I used up 2 brow gels this year. I only used up 1 last year, but it was like the big Wet n Wild one, so I think there was honestly a lot more product in those. And I used up 1 brow pencil. Brow pencil is kind of a thing now. For me personally, I really like them. And I had used up a brow powder and a brow wax, which I didn't use this year, but I did use up these little minis here. And as you can see, I actually used these 3 colors. I didn't use the auburn color. I used the ones that I could kind of mix. I ended up mixing dark brown, medium brown, and chocolate, and it's a pretty good shade match for my brows actually. I do have 3 of my sponges down here. I have 2 of the regular size and 1 of the mini. I am I'm using the Eco Tools one that I started in 2018. It hasn't fallen apart yet, so I'm just using them until they start to fall apart and do like the weird stuff like that. And then I do have the Eco Tools like mini one. I don't use these as often as I do these, but I don't think that, you know, 2 to 3 sponges in 1 year is that bad, considering I don't like the Beauty Blender, so it's not like I'm spending $20 on a sponge. I'm going to hold off on lips until the end. For perfume, This year I finished off a total of 32, and last year for perfume I had 46 that I used up. So I feel like I used a little less than last year. I will say though, I have really good progress on a couple of other perfumes that I got throughout the year, as well as I used up half another body mist. But I did use up 1 body mist, 2 full-size perfumes, 4 minis, and then all the little samples there. Last year was 30 samples, 7 minis, 8 roller balls. That was another reason why it was easier to use up, because I could actually take those with me, and 1 full-size perfume. So I guess most of it was just those minis, or the samples. For nail polish this year, I only used up 1 of the nail strips. I actually didn't like those at all. I used up a full-size top and base coat, as well as a mini top and base coat, or whichever way it goes. And then I used 2 full-size colors and 4 mini colors. Last year, I used 2 nail polishes, and they were a base and a top coat. I finished off 0 nail colors, although I did use a lot of the like nail stickers and press-ons and stuff last year. Really not into that, not into damaging my nails anymore. So that brings us to the lip category. And the lip category is one that I'm actually pretty proud of. Like, face stuff for me is normal. Like, I'm going to go through primers and foundation and powder. Like, it's just how it is. Brows, liner, mascara, these are all things that I'm going to use. It's nice to use them up, but those are a given for me personally. Lips is something that I actually have to work on, and it was kind of cool. I think I did really good with my lips this year. I used a total of 5 lip liners. I used a total of, 7 like traditional lipsticks. I used 1 full-size, I mean, those are all full-size lipsticks. None of those are minis. For liquid lipstick, I actually used 5 minis and a full-size. And then lip balm, I used 1 oil and 3 lip balms. Now, compared to last year, I used a ton of lip balm. I couldn't understand why I used so little lip balm this year. Granted, I've got some work on one that's in my purse, one that's at work, and one that's by my bed, but I was like, I should have finished off more lip balm this year. I'm really confused. And part of it is, last year I did 9 lip balms, but I only did 6 lip liners, which was 1 more than I did this year. And they were pencil liners, and I feel like the pencil liners go faster than the auto liners, because the auto liners is just like straight product. And I only used 6 lip color products, other than lip liners and lip balms. 6 lip color products, and 2 of those were minis, and 1 of them was broken, and it was the NYX Butter Lipstick, and I remember breaking that one, so I don't know why I had it in my like final picture of everything that I'd done. So that was kind of weird for me. So I think I did great, because technically that means that I only finished 3 full-size and 2 minis, and I did 7 full-size bullets and 5 minis and a full-size on liquid lipstick. So I think my lipstick stuff is amazing. I used a ton of lipstick this year. Bullet lipsticks go really fast for me if they are a even slightly creamy formula, because I have to constantly reapply them at work. I drink from straws. I am on the phone all day, so I'm constantly talking. I eat, so I just naturally go through a lot of lipstick, which is good to know. It means that I can kind of, continuously purchase those as long as I'm using up the ones that I have. So I think I did pretty good. I used a total of 123 items this year, and it was a total of $946.21. I was so close to breaking $1,000. Like, if I had just finished off my last foundation and setting spray, or I mean just something, I was so freaking close. But I don't think my spread is that bad. I am happy to be able to throw all of this garbage away now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoy like the comparison from this year to last year, 2018 to 2017, and I hope to have just as much next year to share with you guys, or at the end of this year. Technically, it's an adjustment getting into a new year, I swear. I almost forgot to share with you guys, save your mascara wands. All you have to do is take them out and clean them, and they can actually be used for wildlife whenever they're having to brush smaller animals or they've got oil. All you have to do is clean them with soapy water, and I will pop up some information here so that you guys can see. Even like that's why I showed you the brow thing, because even the little brow wands, oh, I don't know if they'll want this one. But even the little brow mascara gel wands will work as well. But they really help the wildlife. So I will leave it linked down below with the information if you want to read up on it, or you just need the address to mail off your wands. All you have to do is clean them with soapy water, kind of cleaned off that old makeup, and then you mail them in. So it's really cool. And yeah, I wanted to make sure that I shared that with you guys. Sorry. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give me a big thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I hope to see you in the next one.